We are the weirdos, mister.
Before we get started into this, for those of you who don't know, Raw Beauty Kristi, former beauty content creator. I mean, she still makes beauty content because that's the only content that makes her like good money. And I'm not saying that to be a sniper bitch. I'm saying it because it's like real talk. I can't pretend that that's not why she makes it. Like, she doesn't want to. She wants to make her homesteading content. She wants to make all that shit, but it's just not making the money that she needs to make. And my personal opinion is, if that's what you want to do, Kristi, if what you want to do is make that content, then baby girl, all you have to do is lean hard right, and they'll show up. Okay? All them hard right, trad wives, stay at home chicks, they'll be in your comments. They'll show up. They'll give you money. Just be who you are. Be who you wanna be. Be the right wing queen that you can be. Yeah. Okay, I'm done now. That was awkward for y'all because I was just like staring y'all in the face while I was saying that song. So anyway, she had a whole situation where people found out that she's part of a right-wing creepy group and is trying to create like a homeschool. Doesn't like gay people. She won't say anything. She hasn't said anything about it. This is her first video back. As Peter Munn has noted, she's been like doing stories and shit on Instagram, but she ain't made a video. I'm going to tell you right now, I've looked at the comments on this video, heavily edited. I have a very strong feeling that she has put a lot of words that people can't say. So the back end of her comments must be crazy.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
So let's go see what she has to say. She was just talking about her bangs. Let's go.
I have bangs like this. I have to kind of like train them to do what I want while they're drying. So I just sort of place them where I want them to sort of dry. And then by the time I get ready, they stay that way all day.
That's so fascinating, Kristi. So are you going to talk to us about the LGBTQI plus hate group that you're a part of, or are we just going to talk about your bangs? I feel like we're going to talk about our bangs. Let me also speed it up. I'm going to do 1.5.
I just asked on my Instagram story for you guys to ask me some questions, and I am going to answer them today while I get ready, and we can just chat. I think I'm going to cut my hair super short again. When I got it cut these last 2 times, I kind of left it long, but it's time. It's time. I want it here, cut about right there, but I want to keep the bangs, and I think that'll be really fun.
Ooh, so it's fascinating. That's wonderful. You're going to get a haircut? So about this homeschool where it appears no one has a college degree and can, in fact, teach children. Like, I wouldn't say that I could teach children. I don't have a degree. I went to USC. I feel like I did like 2.5 years. Then I went back to school for a little bit, for like a year. I know that I could graduate college. I don't want to. I don't care. There's nothing to look forward to. What will it do for me? Nothing.
You get nothing.
There aren't good jobs out there. Not for me.
You're the worst kind of autistic.
I didn't know you can train bangs. Grizz, you can train whatever you want to. You know what I mean? You can train a dog, you can train a cat, you can train your butthole to take. Never mind, let's move past that.
Have I watched any good movies, shows, or read any good books lately? Shows, movies, no. Well, I don't really watch a lot of movies and shows now. It's for no reason other than since I had my kid.
Are you sure you didn't watch maybe Hillbilly Elegy, I think is the movie on Netflix? It's about J.D. Vance. I'm a dick. Listen, I'm a dick.
I don't know what it is, but I just have a hard time like sitting down and knowing I'm gonna like start something new. I don't have a lot of spare time in the evenings. I get really tired in the evenings. You know, some people stay up later past their kids. I just go to bed when he goes to bed because I'm a morning person, not a night person. I've tried to change this about myself. It's just not going to happen. I've determined it's not going to happen. So I go to bed when he goes to bed, and so that doesn't leave me very much time to like watch shows. I'm one of those people that watches the same show over and over again. And I'm guessing you know what that show is.
Listen, I don't want to be mean. I'm not being mean to her. Like, I feel like every neurodivergent person, every person with anxiety, all of us like who have any kind of mental illness, that's what we do. We watch the same shows over and over again because it's comforting. Again, to make people feel like you it's okay. It's ACAB all day, right? But you're going to watch your police procedurals. And the reason you're going to watch them is because they don't require you to have all this knowledge of what the fuck happened before. You can walk into season 24 of SVU, episode 13. You didn't need seasons 1 through 23. You know what I mean? You didn't need that. You can just watch this one. It's very comfortable. You can watch that, and there's a comfort in not having to be stressed out about having to have seen every fucking episode. You can miss an episode of Criminal Minds, and like, you're okay. Like, not this new Criminal Minds, which I'm going to go on a rage about this in a little bit on a different stream. I'm gonna go in a rage about it because I don't like that they revamped it and it sucks. And it's not because they brought it back, it's because the show actually sucks now. It was already headed down the suck tube a few seasons ago before they ended, and now they just brought it back to get more into the suck tube. The only people who need season 1 to 23 are the Benson Stabler shippers. Listen, first of all, I need you to understand. I would suck Stabler dry. I'm sorry, Feffy, but like Stabler is so fine. Got an ass you can bounce quarters off of. Stabler is fine as fuck. I would eat that man for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then for dessert, I would have Benson. Listen, I'm an equal opportunity eater. All right, back to the video.
I'm only about 60 pages in so far, but I actually saw it on TikTok and it's called I Don't Want to Grow Up. And so far, I feel like I'm really going to like this book. The reason I bought it is because I saw this post on, and it was like highlighting some of the like main points of the book, and just the way that it was written, I was like, oh, this speaks to me. It's basically like, you know, the question everybody gets asked when they are a kid, and it's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And then it's like talking about like that we don't know what we want to be, and we just want to live, we want to be happy, and we want to just like enjoy life, but we have to figure out what we want to be, and blah 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 blah. Anyway, I just saw the like quotes from this book, and I was like, oh my god, they're so beautifully written. I immediately went online and purchased the book, and I've been reading it, and so far I really like it. But again, I'm only like 60 pages in, and it is good though. It's well written. This question said, do you feel connected to your viewers / audience, or is it more parasocial? I would say it's probably more parasocial now. I used to be extremely connected to my audience, but that's because I was almost chronically online.
That's because I used to not tell people my actual views, so people didn't know what side of the fence I was on, and since they didn't know that, we were all connected. Now they know, and they hate it.
I just had sort of an unhealthy relationship with just taking everything that everybody says so seriously, like they were my real people in my real life. I feel like as I've gotten older, I put significantly less weight.
She's forgotten to say this as well, that she, like many people do after having a child, have like postpartum stress, anxiety. She took that to Twitter and just kept vomiting, you know, all these things that were going on and wanting help, and people finally started to be like, girl, you need to get up off the internet. Maybe that's why you stopped wanting it to be parasocial, because you started wilding out on the internet. I don't wild out on the internet because I have friends in real life. No hate, I don't know about her life. I'm just saying I have friends in real life, so I can just wild out to them, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying she doesn't have any friends. Don't take it fucking... Nah. Benson is the dessert, and I am real. Thank you.
Watched this video and I thought it was so good. I'll try to link it if I can remember to link it, or if I can find it again. I'll have to like look in my history, but it was a video that this guy, he goes around and he asks people that are in like their 70s, 80s, 90s. One of the questions that he often asks is like, what do you have any regrets in your life, or what do you wish you could know that you knew that you know now that you wish you could have known then, or like what have you learned as you've gotten older? And all of them are like, you just caring what people think about you, and other people's opinions about you has no weight in your life. Like it makes no difference at all, and that completely goes away as you get older. And I can totally agree that as I've gotten older, specifically in my 30s, I'm just like, wow. And they say it gets even more, like especially in your 40s and 50s, you're like, you couldn't care. I'm pretty much there right now.
Liar! 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 You are a liar. You do care. I hate to be the one to tell you this, love. The reason I know that you care about what everyone thinks is because you would have already spoken out on this subject a long time ago if you didn't give a fuck what people thought. You know what I'm saying? You'd have just been like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. So what? I'm a right-wing science denier, anti-LGBTQI+, anti-trans, anti-humanities bitch. That's who the fuck I am. That's what you would have done if you didn't care. But you do care. Like, this is the thing that I hate more than anything in life is when people will say that they don't care, but you fucking do. Because again, if you didn't give a shit what anybody thought, here we are, what, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later at this point? If you didn't care, you would have stated how the fuck you felt. And that's the thing. When people say they don't care and they've been like hiding from this shit, you've been hiding your comments, like, what the fuck do you mean? You've literally been hiding somewhere because you cared about what people thought. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Stop it. You're getting on my nerves. You're making me want to punch things. Not you, just things. I just want to punch things, because there's nothing I hate more than when people, I don't even care. I don't even care what people think about me. I mean, I guess if you don't have any friends but your sister and your weird cult, then sure. But you do, because you're online. And you know what happens to the right-wing beauty creators. Nothing good. They don't make any money. Anybody heard of Amanda Ensing? Anybody seen her content lately? That's what I thought.
the most part. I used to put a lot of weight into the internet in general, and I just really don't anymore. So it feels a bit more parasocial, I guess, but it's more that I just backed off of the internet. I appreciate and really value my viewership and my subscriber base. I don't think of my viewership anymore as like an extension of myself. I used to really like put all of my weight into it, and now I'm like, you don't know me, and I don't actually know you. And while I feel like this great connection in a way, it's ultimately, I guess it's parasocial. You know, we don't know each other.
Did y'all catch that? Or is it just me? The energy in this video is also very weird. You don't know me, and I don't know you.
You don't know me, and I don't actually know you.
Okay. All right. Also, I feel like you could have trained your bangs after the look, because like now you have makeup all in your hair for no reason, when you could have just pinned them to the side. And then once you did all that head makeup, then you like fucking do the bang shit. Like, what do I know? You know what I mean? I'm just like some darky on the internet you would never watch. Yeah, that's because everyone who cared about you dropped your ass and you're spewing pure copium. This does feel, I don't know, the energy's very like, you don't know me.
You don't know me. I am unknowable.
Listen, I'm sure in her private life, her and her friends call people like me darkies. And that's the nice word I'm going to use for it. Thank you.
If I'm just being completely honest with you, I don't feel like I will have a second kid. I want to, but when I think about the newborn stage again, it quite literally makes me feel like panicky, because it was so hard. Like any new parents out there, like, bro, it is so hard, and don't let anybody make you feel bad for saying that. Like, new parenthood it ain't for the weak. It ain't for the weak. Baby phase and the questions and the lack of sleep and the breastfeeding issues.
Listen, the only way that I can identify with this is if you've had a puppy. Now, I know somebody on here is going to be like, girl, I know you're not comparing having a puppy to a baby. Actually, yes, I am. And it's baby. Thank you. Here's the thing. I wouldn't want her to have another child just because of all the shit she went through before. And I would say this to literally anyone. Like, if you had a hard time, a hard pregnancy, a hard birth, if you had like some very intense postpartum, I wouldn't want you to go through that shit again, because it's like a lot. It's very stressful. It's stressful for people to watch you go through it. So like, I personally, I don't even watch your content, but I know that if you did this, like, we would all have to hear about it. And I don't even like kids, which I know, you know, whatever. I don't like children. I don't care. Okay, but a puppy starts walking around doing shenanigans. They do. And that's the other thing that people don't realize and understand about fucking puppies. So when I had my first puppy, her name was Sasha. She's since passed. She was with my ex. I feel like she gave up. When I had her, I would sleep with her next to me. Every time she wiggled, I would get up and take her out to potty. I don't like to crate train if I can get away from that, especially when you have cats in your house. That makes a difference, because we had 3 cats. And for me, I don't like to crate train a dog when you have cats in the house, because cats are wandering around freely, and I just didn't want my dog to feel like they were in a cage. And cats are assholes about that. Listen, I love cats, but as soon as cats realize the other creature is in a cage, child, they get nasty. All right, we're going to get back into this.
Oh my God, the weight gain, and are they gaining weight, and what does that poop color mean? And I'm never sleeping and nursing literally for 5 hours out of the night. Like, it was just so much. It's in hindsight, like, because I'm loving this stage of parenting so much more, it's like you can look back and be like, oh, but that's just a blip in time. It's such a short-lived thing. But when you're in it, it feels like it's never going to end. And I'm happy with the dynamic we have right now. My husband wants more kids. I don't think I do. I want more kids, but when I actually think about it, and I've done so much therapy work around this, when I actually think about it, I don't think I can. It's not that I won't. Maybe I would in the future, but I feel like I just know myself so well, and you have to do what you can handle and what will work, and I just don't know that it could for me. Any tips for breastfeeding soreness? A new mom here in the midst of postpartum. Oh my gosh. Congratulations. I know how sore that can be. I don't know how it's possible, but it does just go away. So completely goes away. When you're in it, every time they latch, it's like you want to cry, and I have cried from that pain. But for somehow...
I'm going to fast forward past this part because I don't give a fuck about breastfeeding, and babies gross me out. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me. People get mad when you actually outright say, like, I don't like kids, and then they're like, well, you were a child once. I know, and I was fucking annoying. Like, I don't go out of my way to be nasty to kids. Saying I don't like children isn't the same as me being a dick to kids. We need to say that out loud. I don't like children is not the same as I'm being deliberately hateful to children. These two things aren't the same. I just don't fucking like them. I don't want anything to do with them. They're irritating. Now, on occasion, like yesterday, this woman's like little boy comes up. I don't know what the fuck he was saying. He had a letter. They were trying to deliver. And he's like, ma'am, I was like, hey, I was like, here, little dude. He gave me the letter. And I was like, thank you. You know, and then he kind of runs back towards his mom. Cute as shit, right? I'm not going to be a dick to him. It's cute, right? But if I had to be around him for longer than that interaction, I'd probably be pissed off. I'm going to be real honest with y'all. I'd probably be real super annoyed because I was just like, ooh. If I can avoid every child interaction, I do. That's why I hate those people like, come on, just hold the baby. No, bitch. I don't like them. I don't want to hold your weird little alien that came out of your vagina. I know you've cleaned them since then. Still grossed out. Be careful joining the right, Kristi, because having kids won't be your choice. Thank you. That part, Camp. That part, 100%. Her saying her man wants to, so she wants to have kids is yeah, I know. Like, girl, you on the side of Trump, you're gonna have to keep popping. You're white. They're for sure gonna make you have babies. You are a white lady. They're trying to repopulate. That was mean. Okay, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Ooh, wish I could tell you. I have no clue. I think that's kind of why I'm trying to read this book and trying to understand that a lot of people just don't know what they're going to do with their life. I could have never foreseen that this would be what I'm doing, but it is. But what do I think about 10 years? I'm definitely still going to be gardening and like homesteading. I would hope that in 10 years...
It's a cult! I'm sorry.
You're not sorry.
In 10 years, it's a cult. Listen, I always find the conversation of where do you find yourself in any period of time besides like maybe an hour from now to be a stupid question. Not that that person asked a stupid question, but because we've all had those questions on like every job interview, all that shit, like where do you see yourself in 5 years? Bitch, I do not know. I don't see myself in 5 years. I don't even see this planet being here in 5 years. Can you just give me the job? I don't want to do this stupid fucking standard answer of like, in your position. No, I don't want to do what you do because what you do sucks. Like, I don't want to hire people either. Can I just do the same shitty job and not be asked to do anything beyond that? Thank you. See myself hopefully not broke, homeless, or dead. LOL, period. Girl, hers is I'm going to be in a cult. I'm going to be on a large piece of land with a lot of other people with the FBI watching closely, living off the grid. My husband wanted some fresh bread with butter, and so I went out to the cows. I'm so sorry.
I'm fully growing the majority of food for my family. That I am doing pottery, going to farmers markets and like supporting my family through like, like artistic endeavors. It's so tough to say because I just don't know. I couldn't have predicted this 10 years ago. So I don't know. I would love to, I absolutely love, like, if you want to know what I live for and if you actually care,
I don't.
It's homesteading. I think that it gives me something that is more satisfying than I could describe.
Did we hit bingo on that? It's homesteading. Of course it is. Rich white people crack me the fuck up every time. Listen, and I don't say this to be mean. I just think that it's funny. Rich white people's favorite thing to do is get away from everyone. Like they buy a land, they start becoming libertarians, which isn't real. And then they buy a bunch of guns. It's very interesting to see the differences between people wanting to live off the grid, because you have the leftist side who wants to live in a community where people can just like be human beings and like enjoy themselves, and we can actually learn like real history and all of this kind of stuff, and not like have the government have monopolies on fucking everything we use. And then like the other side that is just like, we're gonna have 37 kids, no darkies, English is our official language. The Big Bang ain't real. Vaccines cause autism. Like those are the two sides we've got. And it's very weird. Listen, I'm gonna be mean as shit. I don't care. I think it's funny that we're 9 minutes into an 18-minute video, which is basically halfway. Not a peep about her weird ass cult. All right. First rule of Cult Club is don't say anything about Cult Club.
Writing for my family out of my efforts, making things from scratch, growing things from scratch, like from a seed to a full plant, harvesting it, processing it, that kind of thing. It does something for my soul that I can't really describe. The biggest dopamine rush. Like I can't describe it. Like I feel that it is what I'm supposed to be doing. I just feel so connected to nature and to just, I don't know, I'm just stoked on it. I love doing it so much. I love our second
I'm sure you do.
channel so much, our Sweet Life of Zach and Kristi channel.
Okay, so we've got homesteading. Make sure that this is on your, mark this on your bingo card. We've got the homesteading. We've got the plug for the second channel that nobody fucking wants to watch. We've got You Don't Fucking Know Me. You don't know me. That's my purse.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
And how do you pay for that? How do you, it's certainly not your unemployed ass husband. It's not, listen, I'm going to hell. I actually don't care. Like, let me go to hell. It's fine. If heaven is where, like, all those people who said I was going to hell, if that's where they are, they're all in heaven. I'm good. Let me go to hell with Jimi Hendrix, Joni Mitchell. That'll be fine for me. Like, I'm good. I also get high living off of the land, but not in the way that you think.
Self significantly more in the next 10 years where I am like fully homesteading. Like that is just like what I live for, and like building things and just inundated and like absolutely immersed in the like farming community and the homesteading community and the like horticulture and growing and flowers, and I just want to be like a professional in the industry somehow. So hopefully that would be the case in the next 10 years somehow. I don't know. Completely shifted my entire life. 10 years, my kid will be 13 years old, so I'll be dealing with that, and that'll be a challenge in and of itself.
Will said kids still be sleeping in the bed with you while your husband sleeps on the floor? I shouldn't have said that. That's out of pocket, but it's true. Moving on. She shared that shit. She's the one who shared it. That's wild. Anyways.
With body image issues and being self-conscious, I don't even think about it. I don't know. I think it's just a being in my 30s thing, and it might have nothing to do with that. It might just be like my personal thing. I don't have body image issues. I don't feel self-conscious about the way I look. I don't particularly like love it. It's not like I look at myself and I'm like, that's peak body. Like
There's a reason I'm breathing like that, because she just said, I don't have any problems with my body. I don't have any issues with like body issues. And she just did a video not that long ago. This is why I hate people. And this is why I hate Peter Mod. I love Peter Mod. I don't actually like hate him. I'm saying I hate him because he forces me to like think about shit, and like he'll go back and look at things, and now my goofy ass is going back and looking at things. Now, the reason that this is important is because there was a video not that long ago that was basically a whole ass ad, okay? Talking about body and weight loss. Now, that's fine, but you can't say that. I needed help starting a fitness journey, weight, exercise, health. That was a month ago. There was one video in between those videos. We need to pay attention to this kind of shit. We can change our minds. Obviously we can change our minds, but this was basically a sponsored video, okay? An entire fucking ad. So she's very, very happy to discuss this shit for a sponsorship and talk about weight loss and all this shit. Now she's going to come over here barely a month later. Oh, I don't care. It could be my 30s things. What the fuck are we talking about, girl? You cannot be looking at me being like, oh, I don't care about my body. Like, da-da-da-da. Maybe it's my 30s. Bitch, 8 more minutes. 8 more minutes. I think it's weird as fuck that she had this whole conversation, and now she's acting like she doesn't give a fuck. Girl, I know you do. I feel like you do, and that's fine. Everybody does. Everybody does. Like, I'm 44. I'm upset that my titties are big right now. And if you're a patron or channel member, you'll find out why on like Wednesday-ish, maybe Tuesday.
I have a way larger midsection than I would hope to have. I have a body shape that is not my favorite. It's very hard to dress. Very, 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 very apple body shaped. I just don't care. It doesn't have anything to do with who I am as a person. It means nothing to me. I know who I am as a person, and it has nothing to do with the size of my waist, the size of my pants, the shape of my body. I cope with it by literally not thinking about it. It's not a conscious thought, though. It's not like I'm like, stop thinking about it, stop thinking about it. It's something happened where I just don't care. It doesn't affect me when people call me fat. Like that's a common comment when you're on the internet. Like, people have been calling me fat my entire life. It means nothing to me. It's like it's a neutral. I feel neutral towards it.
I do agree with that. I think it's weird as shit that people think it's, first of all, in any way, shape, or form okay to call someone fat. Because it is like Drew F. Wallow says this. M says it's like fat is a descriptor. It's weird as fuck for you to say that to, like, because every time you say that to people, it's like calling me a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, bitch. I'm like, I fucking know. When you say that to somebody who's been fat their whole life, like they know at some point it just stops doing the thing that y'all think it's gonna do when you call people these things. I think what she means is she doesn't care about the comments. I'm never sure with Kristi. I'm not sure if it's just like she doesn't care about the comments, because she just had a video doing fitness. It feels very odd to be like, I just don't care. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't. She's correct. Like, these things don't matter to who you are as a person, but it does matter to how you get treated. And we all know this. The real reason that most of us have any issue with our outward appearance to others is because it changes how you are treated in the public sphere. That's why. Because, like, a lot of times when you are alone, you don't give a fuck. You do not care. Like, I like to call myself swag, skinny with a gut, because I got a big old gut, and I just don't care. Like, I'm not doing anything about it. Am I going to work out for it? No. But in public, it feels like I should give a fuck about it. There's suddenly this like weird sensation where I'm like, oh, people can kind of see my gut. I should maybe do something to where it doesn't look as gutalicious, right? In my house, I don't give a fuck. I just let that thing hang out. Doesn't bother me at all. I think things bother you because of how you are perceived, not because they bother you. And if that's what she's saying, cool. Out in the world, it's more about how other people perceive you and how they treat you. We all know that. Nobody would really give a fuck about how they were presenting, and that's regardless of gender, if you didn't have to worry about the public at large being dick faces. But you do. So you have to like get to a point where you're like, okay, well, like I have this wild ass makeup on. Maybe I can just wear a regular outfit. So that draws like a smidgen less attention to my life. I get that. I like that she said that, even though she is a bigot. Moving on.
But it's fine. I don't know. I just feel completely neutral towards my body. I sometimes look at it and I'm like, huh, that's a weird shape. I don't walk around the store like pulling at my clothes being like, what do people think I look like? I used to be deeply, deeply self-conscious. It is all I cared about. It is all I thought about. It is literally, I would wake up in the morning and I would like be pulling on my clothes. I'd be getting ready for hours. I cared so much about people, what I thought I looked like. I was constantly trying to lose weight. I was constantly thinking about what my body looked like and how can I lose weight and what can I do? And it was exhausting and it was defeating. And ultimately it led me to this place where without even trying, I just gained a whole bunch of weight. Like, I don't know. I guess I just don't give a shit. Like, I cope by realizing that I am a person with way more to offer in my life and in my like everyday situations.
Yeah, like a creepy ass school for kids who can learn good.
The Derek Zoolander Center for Kids Who Can't Read Good.
I'm so sorry. Please don't be mad at me. I'm trying. I'm trying to be nice. Well, I can't do it. I can't. I want to be nice. I just can't. I think most people who say they don't give a shit about what people think about them in the public sphere, it's just not true. Like, there are different levels to whether or not I give a shit. My wild ass makeup, I don't give a fuck. I actually care more that like my mom will want to go somewhere with me and my makeup might be wilder than usual. And I'll just be like, you're going to have to deal with this too. The only other issue I have with it is that like I love the way that I look. I love the makeup that I had on, you know what I mean? But also I don't like the attention. That's not why I did it. So it's like this weird awkward situation where I'm like, no, this makeup is banging, but also don't fucking look at me.
Have literally nothing to do with what I look like. It means nothing. Like, who gives a shit? Like, as soon as I feel it truly, losing people that you love and like having family members die and realizing that you don't ever think about what they look like, that part, I've mentioned this before, like, it's not something that you guys are going to remember about me if I die. Like, you're not going to be like, oh, Kristi, rest in peace. She was a size 12.
Actually, that is categorically incorrect. And I say this with all love, but Marilyn Monroe has been dead for a very, very long time. And one of the main things that people pay attention to about her is how she looked and what size she wore. It's a topic of conversation every time we talk about curves. Someone inevitably brings up Marilyn Monroe's size. And how long has she been dead? Okay. Unfortunately, that's the truth. And that's like everybody. People will very easily be like, James Dean was a hottie. Especially if you're like public person and or persona, whichever way you want to have it. That's all people have to truly remember you by, because as you so eloquently said earlier in this, we don't fucking know you. So all we have is how people look. Like, I know that that's shady and shallow and some people might feel that it's mean, but it's true. Like, that's overwhelmingly a true thing. We know this because this happens very regularly. We talk about Selena and how beautiful she was. Are there documentaries that talk about her being kind? Yes, but we talk about how beautiful she was, how beautiful her voice was as well. But her beauty is up there. right? Anna Nicole Smith, her beauty is up there. We talk about that. We talk about how gorgeous she was. People are gonna care.
Really hope that's not what people say. And I don't think it is, because I've seen enough people die that that's just not what happens. Like, I'm gonna hope that when I die, you remember me for a million.
No one's gonna say it at the funeral. That's weird, unless we're making TikTok jokes. No one's gonna be at the funeral just being like, damn, that ass though. That's not how that works. But
and other good things about myself that have nothing to do with what I looked like. And so that shows me it's just like the most irrelevant, stupid shit in the entire world. Like, who could fucking care? Maybe I should curl my hair. I am going to film the bread baking video today. I'm going to show you guys how to make the world's best sandwich bread. Like, we're talking so good. I mean, I don't even eat it. I assume it's good because my family all said it was good. My dad has made the recipe now too. Everybody that comes over, I'm like, would you like a sandwich? Would you like a piece of toast? It's so good. It's so easy to make. And it is like, it's foolproof.
I just want to say to y'all bread makers out there, y'all get on my fucking nerves making this bread. Like, I'm so glad y'all are making bread, but it could never be me. I wish it could. I wish I could make bread. I just can't. I can barely cook. Like, I know how to cook. I'm a very good cook. But the older I get, the harder it is for me to due to the ADHD, to like actually fucking focus and make the food. I walk off. I'm like, oh, let me go grab whatever. And then I just fucking forget I'm cooking every time. I'm like, oops, my bad.
Cool part about it too, it saves so much money. I mean, you could make literally like so many loaves of bread for way less money than it costs to actually buy it. And it's just very few ingredients. It's so great. Probably ingredients you already have, other than buying instant yeast. That's the main one you're gonna need to buy that's special or separate. It's perfect, especially for right now, because a lot of people are struggling. Like, groceries are crazy expensive, and this will be helpful to cutting down grocery costs. Someone said, what's your favorite thing your kid mispronounces? Mine says gold shits for goldfish. It's my favorite one, and when he stops saying it, it will literally crush me, and he calls blanket banklets. And I now call them banklets because I want him to keep saying it that way because it's so effing cute. He said lemonade for the longest time instead of lemonade, and then he heard somebody say lemonade, and now he says lemonade. And he always said lello instead of yellow, and now he says yellow, and it's crushing because it happens so overnight. Like, you're like, oh, that's a word that he's always gonna say like that. I need him to keep saying banklet. Someone said, how do you feel about beauty influencers now? Neutral. I don't have a thought. I feel like the whole industry has completely changed. It's no longer what it once was. I think that it had its time when it had it. Some people are still interested in makeup, and I think that there are other beauty influencers who are doing like really well. They have their place, and I feel like it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Like, everybody grows up, everything changes. I'm really pretty neutral towards beauty influencers.
I can't. This chick who keeps saying, oh, she's back, bitches. Nobody can. Oh, I'm neutral about it. Oh, I'm neutral. Like, let me talk about all these things. Let me talk about all these different things that have happened in the beauty community. Let me talk about brown versus black eyeliner. Let me talk about controversies. Oh, I'm neutral. She said, I'm neutral. She said, I'm neutral. I think it had its time. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. They have their place, and apparently yours is in the kitchen, Kristi. God damn. Ouch. Burn. Here's what I'm gonna say about that. I feel like I'm watching somebody who's just extremely bitter. Pay attention to how her views do. If you look at her makeup videos, all of those versus just like living in gratitude. Like, she has this video, living in gratitude. Mind you, she has 1 million subscribers. This only got like 50K views. She does a Q&A, 109. Like, get ready with me to go on a date, 57,000 views, okay? But whenever she's like doing full beauty, views. Wolf cut, very few people care, 34K. And these right here, these videos are gonna be a little bit of the exception to the norm, these top 4, because this is right when all the scandals started to break. So what you're gonna have is people going into these, trying to comment and tell her what a piece of shit she is, which I don't recommend that you do that just generally. I don't think that that's healthy for you, the viewer. That's wild. Stop doing that, y'all. Please stop doing it. It's very weird. Get some help. Like, I need y'all. Just break away from somebody. You don't have to keep telling them that you're disappointed. You're only giving them more engagement. Disengage from them and don't show up on their socials trying to like be mad at them. There's something weird about doing it like every single time. That shit's wild. But like, you can clearly see even on this uploading every day of August, that video only got 16K views. That was a day ago. Again, she has 1.1 million subscribers. Like, by contrast, you're gonna see like there are smaller creators. Like, Teresa is Dead gets views like that. Also, send love to Teresa. Teresa has almost 68K. I would say most people aren't doing great on like new makeup, especially makeup that people are just like, eh. But this was like a new makeup deja vu video where it's like going over different makeup products that are coming out. This one has 14K views, and that's somebody who has 68K. So if you go back over here to Kristi, her having 16K views being 1.1 million, not great. That's not great.
The math ain't mathing.
I don't care much about what other people are doing. I'm a live and let live type of person. I wish we were in the heydays of YouTube again, where everybody was like so stoked on new palette releases and stuff like that. There are still people that are doing that, and there are still people that are like doing really colorful and cool makeup looks. It's just completely shifted in the landscape of from YouTube to like TikTok and Reels and stuff like that. And then usually what I'm seeing now is instead of it being like reviews or really informational things, it's more like for entertainment purposes or just like fun or like consumerism or, you know, like it's just completely shifted. It's a totally different ballgame. But hey, if everyone's having fun, you do you. I think that's fine. And that's just I just don't really have much of a thought. I'm very neutral towards the topic. I don't feel anything towards it. I don't watch beauty YouTube anymore, as don't most people probably. I don't really watch beauty influencers anymore. In fact, something shifted in me. I guess I just grew up. I grew past it a little bit. Like in my, mid 20s, I was totally vibing on makeup constantly. And now I'm just like, it's fun. It's cute. I like the way it makes me look, but that's kind of, I have like a very normal relationship towards makeup now versus like being literally obsessed with it, which is what I was before. Like it was all I thought about morning, noon, and night. I literally would take my work makeup off, put makeup on before I go to bed.
Here's the thing. I'm glad she's talking about it from the sense of like, I'm growing up. I don't watch beauty content either. There's multiple reasons why I don't watch it. A lot of my friends don't make it anymore. That's part of it. I also think that the beauty landscape changed a lot, just as she does. And I've said this before and I'll keep saying it. If you don't have friends when you are doing YouTube, I can't assume her friendships. So if you don't have several people that you can bounce ideas off of, if you don't have people that will let you know to maybe not start a weird ass school without having any kind of education, if you don't have people in your life who do YouTube, who understand how all of this shit works and how stressful it is, then it's very, very easy for you to be like this, because you don't hang out with anybody. You don't do anything with anybody. You're not friends with anybody. Your whole shtick was, I'm not like the other beauty YouTubers. And it's the same thing. Like, I will continuously say this. It's the same way. The reason that Tati, and I will stand by the 10 toes deep, the reason she was hanging out with Jeffree Star and James Charles and doing all of that shit was because she had been on an island by herself, which is where she should just fucking stayed. That's neither here nor there right now, but she had been on an island by herself. And she really began to take a look and realize that growth was, at that point in time, was dependent upon you being a part of the community. Being in the community. Like, if you think about how long it took RBK to get to 1 million versus what was happening with everybody else, it is very much when you stay on your own island, especially in beauty, you're not going to grow the way other people are going to grow. You're just not. And I don't mean that to be shitty or whatever, but it's very much true. You are not participating within the community at large. You are on your own island by yourself, trying very hard not to be like the other girls. And while you're doing that, you're not making any relationships. From what I can tell, you just didn't have a lot of relationships with other beauty content creators. I'm not going to say if that's good or bad. I'm just going to say that it's not great for you to not have other people to experience this with, right? Right. I barely watch makeup content. I don't think it has anything to do with me growing up. I'm childish as fuck and proud. My content interest just shifted. My reasons and Kristi's reasons for not consuming makeup content are wildly different. Yeah, it's not that I grew up. Just right off the bat, it's because like I don't see enough black and brown and queer influencers that aren't problematic. And what I view as problematic versus what you view as problematic are two fucking different things. I'm not gonna argue with you about it. But I don't see enough black people. And I'm just not going to keep putting money in the pockets of white people who are going to probably say the N-word at some point or another, or say the F slur or the R slur. Like, I'm good. I've learned my lesson. You can't be putting all that stock into white content creators because they will hurt your feelings. They will fucking embarrass you. They will. Like, we're watching Raw Beauty Kristi. Did she not embarrass the fuck out of all of us? You're not embarrassed. The reasons that I don't consume it is because there's not enough black content creators. It's an overwhelmingly white space, and I don't have any patience to just keep like pretending like this shit is fine. I'm not gonna argue with racist ass people on the internet either about shade range. Like, I'm not gonna do it. You can kiss my black ass. I'm not gonna do it. I will spread the cheeks. You can lick the hole. We're not gonna play this little game where you show up and be like, it's not a big deal. Girl, you better toss my salad. That's how we're going to argue. You can toss my salad. We will talk afterwards. Why am I like this today? I'm like, the content creation space doesn't always keep space for interesting makeup content, but I'm not going to blame that on growing up. Yeah, because I don't want to watch another fucking Sephora haul. I don't give a fuck about the Ulta sale. I don't want to buy another fucking $175 indie palette. Like, I'm good. And that's the other thing. I have a lot of makeup and I'm playing with it. So now I think I have seen like the last part of this due to a clip I saw. Y'all let me know how you feel about it. I'm not going to say anything at first. Just let me know.
Obviously, I wouldn't sleep in it, but I would take it off and like practice and just have fun. And I'm a mom now. It has nothing to do with that really. It's just like some people go into the role of motherhood and it doesn't change them all that much. I'd be surprised to know how, because it's literally so life-changing that every facet of who I was before died and was reborn the day that my kid was born. And so I don't think it's all that surprising that my like life goals or things that I'm interested in have shifted.
That's why I don't want to be a parent. I don't want to die and be reborn because of a fucking parasite that fell out of my vagina. No, thank you. I don't want that in my life. What I want is to do exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm watching this video and then I'm gonna play video games. While I'm playing video games, what time is it? It is approximately 2 p.m. Central Time. I'm gonna have a drinky poo, maybe 2 or 3 drinky poos. Then I'm gonna have a nap. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna have some dinner, and then I'm gonna go back to sleep. No screaming child. But good on you for dying and being reborn. Oh, she was absolutely like this.
It's just a reality of the situation. And I think that many of us from the ages of 23 to the ages of 36, almost 37, have changed a lot. Like, I would imagine, I would hope. So anyway, I don't really have a lot of thoughts about beauty influencers, but I know personally, I don't like watch beauty YouTube anymore. If it's just a straight up beauty focused video, I really personally, just not that interested in it, but that's just the reality of me. So I'd love to hear what you guys think, because for me, it's just neutral, totally neutral. All right, I am all ready for the day. I'm gonna go bake bread. I'm gonna go do a bunch of things, film a bunch of videos, getting ready for more vlogist content. So if you guys have not seen, I am gonna be uploading every day for the month of August. I missed day 1. Okay, we missed day 1, but that's okay. I'm gonna be uploading a ton of different videos, lots of different types of content for me. So if you guys are interested, please subscribe. If you are not interested, please unsubscribe. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
No, you will not. You won't see me tomorrow or any day after that. So that's the video. That's the Raw Beauty Kristi video. She addresses none of the things, and at the end seems a little, just a smidgen ticked off. Is it me or not? Like, is it just me? Does she seem like a little like, I'm just neutral. I'm just neutral. I don't care either way. But you're not neutral on gay rights. We understand. Ah, Jesus. So what have we learned? Just like everybody else, every other creator of her caliber, she's going to stick by the I shall say nothing. I shall keep my mouth closed. I shall say nothing about the situation. I'm going to pretend it's not happening. Also, if you don't like it, unsubscribe. I promise you, the comments that I have seen are all, they're all like comments about like, oh, like this is fantastic. Everything's great. I'm so glad somebody said this. I fangirled when I heard my question. I finished 2 shows this year. Currently listening to this while my newborn. I'm 51. I've been following you forever. I think that you're great. Don't worry about what other people think about you. If you decide to have a second child, I started a vegetable garden. And I promise you that's not the real comment section. And I don't say that because I'm being a dick and I want the worst for her. I'm saying that because people moderate their shit. This is why every time I see somebody talk about like YouTube is doing some weird shit to me in my comments and like da-da-da-da, it's YouTube. It's not YouTube. It's not YouTube. Now, very rarely it is. And that's because you spammed a bunch of people. You said some wild shit in multiple places. Multiple people have had to shadow ban you from their channel. So YouTube then will also shadow ban you because they will find out like, hey, your comments are trash. Nobody likes it when you comment. Seems you're upsetting a lot of people. Fine. But like, no. I was looking at Reddit and someone said she mentioned her stepsister was getting gay married on Kristi property. That's good. Yes. Yeah. Why is it gay married? Why not just married? Oh, because she wants us to believe that she likes gays. I do not care, she said, caring a lot. 100%. Very much you can feel, I don't know, at the end of the video and throughout the video, the energy is very much like, I don't give a fuck. This is, again, I asked y'all to ask me questions. I promise you, people asked her questions about that shit. Okay, people asked her questions of whether or not she cares about the LGBTQI plus community. I bet you she was asked that. She just deliberately did not answer those questions. It's just like, girl, like, I wish Black creators could get away with this shit. I do. I wish Black creators could get away with this shit. We cannot. We are not allowed to just be like, I'm just not going to fucking talk about it. And I know somebody's going to be like, Jackie Ina and the Rich Lives Matter cake. Okay. She had a collab with a company, and that man did some wild ass shit. And y'all wanted her to answer for some shit that man did. She didn't even do anything. This is why y'all crack me up. She never addresses any of the things. She does not. She was on copium. I'm just neutral. Call yourself by your proper name, spineless. Yeah, you're not neutral. You're not. And that's fine. Don't ask people to ask you questions if you're not going to answer them. Like, get the fuck. Oh, that comment section is heavily moderate. Yeah. Because there are words that I have, like, blocked, like, very specifically for very, very specific reasons. Part of it is for live streams, so it's more difficult for trolls. Like, there's a bunch of different reasons why you do that. But I know that it's probably got blocked, like, LGBTQI+, probably got gay, probably got homestead, like, some form of, like, your cult. Like, yeah, I checked the comments on both videos and not one negative. Correct. Her core audience isn't watching this shit. It's not just her core audience. Her core audience is in there. Those are the people who are like, I'm so glad you're like this. I'm so glad you're just like the rest of us who want to ignore the struggles of others. You know what I mean? So it's fine. Her stepsister is marrying a woman. See? She's an ally, Valentina. An ally.
Talk, Valentina.
Ally.
Look up invertebrate. You'll find a picture of RBK. Sick bird, like for real. That was a very good sick bird. It's just, this is whack. Yeah, what people wanted to know is like and now, like as I said before, she's not gonna answer. This bitch ain't gonna answer one damn question. Not at all. She's gonna keep all of her shit heavily moderated, where you can't ask a fucking question. And the sad part about this is, that's the only way you were getting views, love. So that people could come over and be like, Kristi, please say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. But she won't. So, yeah, that was a boring time.